this weekend, so we thought we'd do a little separate video, drop some of our picks so that we can discuss with you people at home. You can let us know your picks. Let us know if you think we're missing anything that you think we could be overlooking. And
super exciting card. I
yeah,
mean, probably the card of the year. It's a good one to start doing these videos with. I think
on paper.
Yeah.
On paper, it should be. The UFC's been lacking.
Touch wood. It's gonna be fucking decisions and eye pokes.
The UFC. Don't. The UFC. I think this year it's been a bit of a bleak year. There's been the odd like bit of excitement, like Topuria getting the lightweight belt was really fun.
Yeah, it feels like a year of big stars being made, but the general like upper to mid card has sort of suffered a bit. Like it's Hamza getting the title was big.
It was big, but then it's like he fights once a year.
Yeah,
and it's like Topuria won the belt in when was it? He had that fight with Charles.
Not that long ago.
It was August.
Like August, yeah.
It was August, and he took no damage, and he's talking about not fighting until he knows the result of the Makhachev-Della Maddalena fight.
Yeah.
So then it's like there's contenders waiting at lightweight. He's waiting on a weight class that he's not even in.
Yeah.
But then obviously you had him getting the lightweight belt was exciting. Hamzat getting the belt was exciting. Pereira getting the belt back.
That's a huge one.
Very exciting.
Dude, that one UFC wanted so bad and they got it. Like,
yeah.
They did not want Ankalaev holding that belt.
Volk getting the belt back this year as well. Mm-hmm. Was that this year or end of last year?
That was this year, yeah. He beat Lopez.
There's been like some fucking good moments. Mm-hmm. But all in all, I don't know.
That's what I was trying to say. Yeah, the high points have been high, but it feels a lot of other stuff has been very mid.
There's just been a lot of trudging through shit cards to get to the good ones.
Yeah, there's some fight nights, man, where I'm like, who are the people in the main event? I'm like, I don't even know anyone on this card.
There's pay-per-view, like you said before, there's pay-per-views where you don't even know some of the people on the main card.
Yeah, and I'm like, I watch every show.
Yeah, it's fucked. But back to UFC. Oh, it's 322. UFC Perth. UFC 322. Whatever you want to call it.
So we're going to do our official predictions for the main card. Who wins and how they win. I encourage you to do the same in the comments.
Yeah.
We'll try to think up a prize for whoever got the most accurate card.
Yeah, I think this video should be out Friday, so the day before the card.
Get you all excited for it. We'll do a primer. You get excited about the UFC for people that like it. I think it's good to separate it from the main show too, because a lot of people might not like UFC, and then
I mean, we say that a lot of people might not like stand-up comedy. We've just spent over an hour talking about it.
Everyone likes pedos though. So.
Well, we all love them. Well, we don't love them. We hate them. We love to hate them.
Love to catch them.
So one thing I would like to, before we get into the main card thing, I think exciting on the undercard. Malcolm Wellmaker opening it up. He's 10-0.
Yeah, I remember his last fight, and it was
the little feint knee. I think it was a right hook. And he's exciting.
It's funny, for some reason, just the name Wellmaker sticks out in my head.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah. I like it. And to be honest, he's at bantamweight as well, and he's got like legit one-punch knockout power, which at bantamweight it is rare.
Yeah.
You do see it, but it's not very common.
Going up against Cody Haddon, who I don't really recognize.
I can't say I'm too familiar with him, so I'm going to be rooting for Wellmaker in that one. I'm going to back him. He's also undefeated. He's 10-0. You don't do that by accident.
Yeah, well, Haddon's a hometown guy. Is it in Perth?
I believe it is.
Yeah, no.
I think so.
Yeah, no, Madison Square Garden.
Oh, shit.
New York City.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so it's a big one.
Big deal.
Yeah, that's exciting. Also, even on the early prelims, Gerald Meerschaw versus Kyle Dawkins is sort of a low-key banger.
That's exciting.
I like Meerschaw. Meerschaw.
Yeah, I do.
Say his name.
I like him. I do like him.
He's reliably bankable for a submission win. I actually think every Dawkins sucks shit, so put money on Meerschaw.
Yeah. I'm not big into the Dawkins brothers, and one of them was a police officer for a few years, so that does put me off him a little bit.
And then the Black Beast knocked him out.
Yeah, badly, really badly. And then, so jumping up, we've got Erin Blanchfield versus Tracy Cortez. I'll be rooting for Tracy Cortez in that one, and I'll not elaborate on anymore as to why.
I don't have any feelings about it.
No, but I'll be rooting for Cortez.
Kopylov versus RoboCop is a huge fight.
Yeah, I mean, Gregory Rodriguez, he's always in exciting fights.
He's the number one guy you got to keep your money away from, though, because he'll either lose in spectacular fashion,
kill the prospect in front of his family.
I love him though.
Yeah, I know. To be honest, I like Kopylov as well. He's got an entertaining fight style.
Yeah, definitely.
He's Russian, but he will strike, and he's very tricky with it. It's a tough one to call. If I had to pick, I'd say Kopylov.
Really?
Yeah, I think. I don't know. I mean, it is one of them. It could go either way. Mm-hmm. It's, 14-4, 17-6. They're both experienced. They both know how to win. They both took a few losses. But I would If I was betting, I'd be betting on Kopylov.
I was gonna say, looking up Rodriguez, he's won 4 of his last 5, and he's off a win in June against Hermanson, which I remember being.
Yes.
I was not sure how that one was gonna go, and he
yeah.
knocks him out. So I don't know. Again, I wouldn't put money on it. I'm actually leaning RoboCop, but I would not put any money on it. He might get knocked out round 1. He might kill a guy round 1.
I'm gonna go with Kopylov on that. I'm happy to place a £5 bet with you, Dodge, just on that fight alone.
Here, on camera,
Done.
£5. Beautiful. Bo Nickel versus Rodolfo Vieira. It's funny, Bo Nickel's stock has dropped so dramatically since RDR finished him.
I think what happened with Bo Nickel though is obviously it was the UFC wanted an American answer to Chimaev.
Yeah.
So as soon as an all-American wrestler popped up on the scene, they were throwing money at just building him up. But he had virtually no MMA experience. He had some, but
and he's also a charisma vacuum. He's not very likable.
No, he's a prick.
Yeah, he just seems that way. The way he talked about himself was always like, it's like, okay, who are you?
No, but you wonder as well with that though. Obviously, the UFC have put so much money into him, so you wonder how much of it's agents and managers, and maybe even the UFC being like, look, we're gonna try and set a big fight up with you in this fucking because that was what they were trying to do.
Yeah,
they were trying to set the Hamzat Bo Nickel fight up.
And in Nickel's defense too, it's like when you're that much of a prospect and you're like, you are undefeated. Like up until RDR, he beat Paul Craig, Cody Brundage, Woodburn, Pickett, and I mean, sure, Brundage and Pickett are like cans at this point.
Yeah, but he's in the UFC and he's winning.
He's blowing by them. Yeah. And our RDR might be champ soon, so it's also like
that is possible.
Yeah,
that is very possible. It's
that loss could age well, is what I mean.
Rodolfo Vieira's wild though. If I remember correctly, he is the guy. There's a clip of him. He's like against the cage and he's like slipping and doing all that, and then he does get brutally knocked out. if it's the guy I'm thinking of, I think it might be.
I'm trying to think of. It's one of those names I remember, but I couldn't tell you a fight. He's won 3 of his last 5, and he's off a win on Trayshawn Gore, who I only remember because I watched that shitty season of Ultimate Fighter.
Thing is, as well, with Bo Nickel, he's older than I thought he was. He's 29.
Right, but still young.
I mean, he's still young, but then it's like, obviously, he's still got a lot of improvements to make. So say it takes him another 3 years, 4 years to round his game off. He's then 32, 33. You go, is there a run in him?
At the same time, I want to say Rodolfo's 36, so that's not super old. I think Nickel gets it done. I think he's back on track. I don't know if he finishes him, but you got to think he's going to win. Based
off the back of Bo Nickel's last 2 fights, I know he beat Paul Craig, but it wasn't an impressive fight. Paul Craig was basically standing there to be hit.
Yeah.
And he just didn't pull the trigger.
And he was like a fight away from retirement as well.
Yeah, and then obviously you take no shame in a loss to RDR. He's a former world champion.
When you go from Cody Brundage to Paul Craig to then RDR, it's like a crazy leap. It's
a huge step up. But I don't know. I think Rodolfo Vieira is a veteran. He's been about for a while. He's experienced. True. He's been in. This isn't the first time he will have fought a young up and coming wrestler. He knows sort of what to expect.
You might get that, when Peyton Talbot lost to that guy recently.
Yes.
Where everyone just assumed Peyton would blow by him, and he just veteraned him. And
I don't know. Just based on those last 2 fights, even though he beat Paul Craig, it wasn't a very impressive victory. It was like we've got to give this decision one way, and there's more money in for the UFC in the years to come. We're giving it to Bo Nickel, so we'll give it to Bo Nickel.
Yeah.
That's what it felt like, because neither of them, I don't think, did enough to be considered the winner. It was just Bo Nickel was the one sort of stepping forward.
He's the one we want to win.
Yeah, essentially. And then obviously with the whole new fucking scandal about the judging and the refereeing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm gonna go against Bo Nickel.
Really, eh?
I think there's always the chance he is gonna be able to go out and just wrestle.
Yeah.
But if Rodolfo's wise to it, and he's got a few little sweeps and a few little escapes, and he can keep Bo Nickel on the feet, has he got the experience to win a fight where he's got to be forced to stand up? No. Is he going to be, if he keeps shooting for takedowns and maybe, Rodolfo gets up a few times, he maybe stuffs the takedown, Bo Nickel starts bleeding heavy.
Yeah.
Then what?
Yeah, maybe. You're right. I could totally see that happening. I think Nickel's just going to be so focused on getting back to what he was doing, getting back on track.
You're probably right.
He probably realized, because losing teaches so much to a guy, too. He probably realized how many holes he had. And trying to patch them up.
Yeah.
And when was that
yeah.
RDR fight? That was a while ago. So, maybe it's been enough time. Or
Possibly.
it was
I don't
May.
know. I also don't like him,
Well, yeah.
so I'm rooting against him.
Well, yeah. The heart wants what it wants.
Yeah, I'd like to approach this objectively, but I do dislike him actively. So I will be rooting against him until further notice.
All right. Well, let's enter the main card
Let's
here.
go into it. Let's see.
This will be the one where we keep track.
I think the first fight on the main card is getting overlooked
It's sick.
because there's a lot of big names, especially with the main event. People, Benoit Saint Denis, very exciting.
Yeah.
Very, very exciting. Looks like he smells horrible.
Yeah.
But he's an exciting fighter. He is French, which I hold against him.
But it's funny because he's got this thing of like he was on such a hot streak, and then he lost to Poirier when everyone was like at his almost on him.
Yeah.
And everyone wants to act like he got fraud checked, and I'm like, Poirier beats most people in that division.
And what people forget as well is until Poirier knocked him out, Saint Denis was winning that fight.
Yeah.
Poirier had no answer for the grappling.
And then he did lose to Moicano right after brutally too, though. I forgot about that.
Yeah, he did actually. That was really bad.
Yeah.
That was really.
That was like who thought Moicano was doing that to anyone?
Yeah, to be honest, I think this fight, I think it's a bit of a.
But then he's come back with 2 subs since then.
Yeah, I think.
One in May, one in September.
Who's he most recently beat?
Ruffy. Is it Mark Ruffy?
Yeah, Mauricio Ruffy.
Mauricio, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
Who I think was undefeated up till that point. Or?
I think, yeah, he was. He was a really exciting striker, very McGregor-esque. But then he fought Saint Denis, who could hold him down.
Yeah.
And he didn't really have an answer for it.
But Dariush, on the other hand, he's one of those guys where like his 2 losses of the last 5 are to Oliveira and Sarukian.
no shame in those losses.
Yeah, before that, he was just on a tear, and he's off a win. He would be a guy in title contention if he wasn't in the division he's in, 155.
Yeah.
He beat Moicano, who just beat the brakes off Saint Denis. I know MMA math isn't...
But you've still got to sort of take it into account.
Yeah.
But
That's a tough one to call, man.
because Dariush has got his submissions are unbelievable.
He looks like he's 50, but I think he's not that old.
He's 36.
36.
36. So it's like, is that going to come into play at all? He hasn't been the most active either the last few years. He sort of seemed like he got froze out when there was all those killers at 155. He was always in the top 10, but never fighting. The UFC weren't booking him.
Yeah.
Because he was a dangerous fight for anybody. At that point, the majority of the top 10 in the UFC were all big stars.
Yeah.
Who, if they lost, it could affect the stock. So they don't really want to fight that issue. On any given day, could knock you out or submit you.
Yeah.
He's very well rounded.
That's a good point, because it was like Poirier, Chandler, or Gaethje would have been the fight for him. He could have beat any of those guys.
He really could have.
Instead, he got Oliveira, and he was not beating Oliveira
No,
on that night.
no. I don't think anybody was on the night, to be honest.
Yeah.
But in terms of how I think it's going to go, I'm going to go with Saint Denis. I think he's younger. He's coming into his prime. He's 29. I think maybe Dariush could be a little bit over the hill. He might not have been as active as he'd like to have been over the last few years too, which never helps.
It's funny. I thought you were going to say Dariush, because I wasn't really convinced until we started talking and looking over. And like I said, MMA math isn't like the clincher for me, but I just think Dariush still has something in the tank, and he was looking so unstoppable for a while. Yeah. I'm sort of leaning Dariush, but I wouldn't be surprised either way.
I think momentum and youth is gonna. I think that'll be enough for Saint Denis.
Because how's he get it done?
I think decision.
Yeah, because I'm thinking Dariush by decision as well. I'm not picking a.
I think it'll be. Don't get me wrong. I think it'll be back and forth. But Dariush is sort of. I think he's 36. Has he got a chance of running through the top 10 and getting the belt? No.
Yeah.
Saint Denis is 29. He's had a bit of in his last 5. It's been a little bit up and down for him, but he's coming off a couple of wins. He's, or at least a win, one of the 2.
2 wins, two subs,
and he's probably looking at it now as he's looking at the top 10. A lot of the big dangerous stars are Poirier's gone, Gaethje's maybe only got a couple of fights left in him. Moicano's still in and around there. He's, that'd be a fight. I don't think Moicano's top 10, so he's,
blown by him.
He's probably
the Moicano run seems over. After Dariush and Islam.
Yeah, but I think Saint Denis. I think he's just probably going to want it a little bit more. I think he's looking at it as he's coming into his prime. He's off a couple of wins. This is his chance to get a win against a very established name.
But at the same time, Dariush might be like, look, it's now or never. Like, if I don't.
Yeah, that's also true.
But
I think.
well, for the interest of this, it's good we're picking different.
Yeah, I think Dariush is probably too wise on the ground to get submitted.
Mm.
And they're both durable.
Yeah.
So I do think
I can tell you're going back and forth.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna say Saint Denis decision.
Yeah, I'll go Dariush decision.
Okay.
Let's move on. Leon Edwards versus Carlos Prates. Leon's and another guy, and granted he's been there, he's held the title, but this does feel like either he's never hitting those heights again, or this is his last chance to hit those heights again.
Yeah, I feel it's sort of a similar tale to Saint Denis and Dariush.
Is Prates one of the fighting nerds?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, they've just been getting smoked lately.
Yeah, I was glad when Gene Silver lost. I don't like him. But it's the back and it puts me off him. But I think
I like Lopez too.
Yeah, I do. I like Lopez a lot. I think similarly to sort of Dariush and Saint Denis, Prates, it was a little bit. Who did he lose to? He lost to, was it
Machado Gary?
Yeah, he lost
which
to,
makes me think that's a very similar style to Leon.
It is, but he's racked up another couple of wins since.
Just the one, just Jeff Neal.
Jeff Neal, the spinning elbow, yeah, sorry.
In August,
but,
which was sick.
It was sick. I think.
The second left in round one.
I think for Edwards, he's 34. I know age doesn't always matter. There's certain fighters who can go on for longer than others. He's 34.
That's 34 with a lot of miles.
Yeah, he's been in a couple of wars. He's not very active.
No.
Which once you get into towards your mid-30s, if you haven't been active in your late 20s and your early 30s as a fighter, you start noticing it in your mid-30s.
And he's off 2 losses, Bilal and Brady.
Yeah, you see, I think
that's the other scary part about Leon. Like his last wins, like you beat Usman twice. Granted, the first one was dethroning him, but then Covington. It's like Usman and Covington don't feel like big wins today. They did at the time, or Usman did at the time.
Yeah.
Covington didn't.
Covington didn't at all.
Yeah.
But then, see, the thing is though, he's in the third Usman fight. He out-grappled him.
Yeah.
He out-grappled Covington, which whether or not Covington's on his way out, Leon Edwards is considered a kickboxer, so to out-grapple Covington.
That's true.
To out-grapple Usman.
But then Bilal fucked him with grappling.
He did. No, he did.
Dumped him on his head.
I feel like Edwards is a better grappler than Prates. Who did Prates lose to? He lost to Gary, and
that's it.
And
that's it in his last 5.
Yeah, and I feel like Prates definitely hits harder than Leon. Leon's going to be aware of that. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a very mixed approach from Edwards and he mixes in a lot of grappling, especially early.
Yeah.
Try and tire him out, maybe try and later on get a bit of a highlight reel, go for the egg kick or something nasty. I'm going to say...
Well, and this is his first fight in ages that isn't 5 rounds, I think. Or was the Sean... maybe this last one wasn't either, but he's used to 5 rounds is what I mean.
I'm not confident predicting this one, so I'm going to make a prediction each way if that's...
How do you mean?
Okay with it. Well, I think either Prates gets it done early.
Yeah.
Because Edwards is a little bit, he hasn't been, as you say, I think the activity might, or the lack thereof, might sort of bite him on the arse a little bit. I think Prates is going to get it done early, or Edwards will win a decision.
I've got Edwards' decision in my head too.
Yeah, I'm going to side with you on that then. I'm going to...
Okay.
I'm going to
Leon
go
Edwards
on with that.
decision.
That's what we'll say.
Moving forward, the guy who just beat Leon Edwards, Sean Brady, against Michael Morales. It's funny, we were saying this on the train on the way up here. Morales is one of these guys who, like, I think I might have seen him once, but it's like, how does this guy get so far in the UFC where I don't know his name? And it's like, I watch every card.
He's crazy athletic, though.
These two's records are crazy.
Yeah, it's insane.
Sean Brady's 18-1 and Michael is 18-0.
The only person Brady's lost to is Bilal as well, as a former champion.
Right, yeah.
So it seems like... No, I don't know a lot about Morales in terms of his grappling.
Yeah.
I'm not going to pretend like I do either. To me, this seems fairly straightforward in terms of a Brady decision.
You think so,
No, Brady submission. But Morales, I do know he's got hands and power.
He's beaten Magny, Burns, and those are the big names, and then Josh Matthews and Max Griffin, who are sort of less... but his last 2 wins came in the first round as well.
I'm gonna...
That's crazy.
I'm gonna go with me head. I think Brady submission, and I think honestly relatively early.
Mm,
Big age gap as well. Morales is only 26.
yeah.
Brady's 32. Big height difference and a big difference in reach. See, all those things can go in your favor, but if you're fighting a wrestler, that can also go against you just as easily.
I feel like I don't even know. Like, I don't even have anything to say to prove this, but Brady strikes me as one of those guys with just a rock hard chin too. Like,
Yeah,
he seems
I think it's
tough.
the way he's built. He's just
He looks like a turtle, sort
he's
of.
dense.
Yeah.
But
I want to pick Morales just to differentiate our bets, but I do think, but it's tough to pick against an undefeated guy. I don't know. You know, I'll go Morales by KO.
what round?
I'm not sure, second maybe, but I'm not confident on that.
I'm gonna go as far as to say Brady submission in the first.
Oh wow, right away.
Yeah, I think so.
It is a huge step up for Morales.
Massively.
Mm.
But I mean, to be 18-0, 26.
And Gilbert Burns ain't shit. Like, he's not a shithead.
No,
That's a big win.
no. I'm only going the way I'm going because I don't know much about him in terms of his grappling, and on UFC 5 he's listed as a boxer.
Right.
So that's the direction I'm going. I think Brady first round submission.
Okay, I'm saying Morales second round KO.
Nice.
Then we get
next.
It's crazy. This is even like, if you were ever gonna main event a card with a women's fight, this might be it.
This should be the fight to do with him.
Yeah, because it's technically titled champ versus champ.
Yeah.
Valentina Shevchenko versus Weili Zhang.
At 135 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Where Shevchenko, excuse me, my apologies. Shevchenko's looked unbelievable at 135. Probably my favourite female fighter of all time.
You think, eh?
Yeah, I think she's got so many ways she can beat people. She can smother them and just out-grapple them for 5 rounds. She can fucking easily submit people. She's horrible on the feet.
Yeah. I just love when she like shin kicks someone to death and then dances.
It's psycho
It's awesome.
shit. Imagine you're waking up from a head kick. You don't even know where you are, and the woman who's just done it's pirouetting around you. It's like,
But at the same time, you got Weili, who's the pride of China. I mean, she's fucking crazy. Like,
Yeah.
a legendary career already.
yeah.
If anyone was to move up and do it, it would be her. It is really tough to bet against Shevchenko.
I think it's tough to bet against either of them. I think this is. I think
It's a great fight.
It's a sort of immovable object, unstoppable force kind of thing. It's like Shevchenko's been around and just been holding belts, but Weili seems to always have a way to beat someone.
Yeah, and it's been a bummer lately because with a lot of Shevchenko's fights, it feels like her opponents are just good enough to last with her wrestling for a while.
Yeah.
They're sort of boring fights. I expect this is going to be a really entertaining.
I do, and I'm going to make a
Exciting
bold prediction and say I think that's going to be fight of the night.
Really, eh?
Yeah, I do. I think that's because they're both so well rounded that I think wherever the fight goes, they're gonna have an answer for each other until one of them pulls something out the bag. I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 5-round war with that.
Yeah.
I really would.
I was going to ask if you think there's a finish.
I mean, this is the thing. There could be.
I find it really tough to judge. My brain is saying that Shevchenko gets the finish, and it's just too big of a leap up. I don't know why. For some reason, in the women's divisions, the jump up seems so much bigger to me. Like,
Yeah.
Zhang feels so much smaller.
I know what you mean.
But who knows? You know.
I know what you mean.
It might be a case of when they get in there and square up, I'm like, oh wow, she's way bigger than I thought.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm predicting a 5-round war.
You're saying it ends with decision.
Yeah, and I think I don't like betting against Zhang, but I think Shevchenko, even though they're like 37 and 36, and they've got a very similar record, Shevchenko just seems the more experienced. I feel like she's been at a championship level for longer.
She's been around forever. I forget the stat I just heard, but it's like she's been around forever.
Yeah, like she's got more championship experience, and she's got more experience in like big fights. I feel like not by much, but I feel like over 5 rounds, she's just going to have enough tools to nullify what Zhang is going to bring. I'm going to say Shevchenko decision, but I do think it's going to be a 5-round war, and I wouldn't be surprised if anything happens in that fight. Nothing's going to shock me.
I'm going to say Shevchenko 3rd round finish.
How do you think she gets it done?
Like a shin kick to the head.
Ridge
Like,
bounces it off.
yeah.
Nice.
By the way, yeah, Shevchenko's first pro fight that we know of took place in 2003. So
Okay.
that could be almost too many miles on the clock.
It could be, yeah, but then again, no, she's got to see if you can find when Zhang's was, because if it's 2003, but she's paced herself and looked after her body,
Mm-hmm.
because it fucking hell to have had 30 pro fights in over 20 years, it's 1 point something fights a year if you average it.
That's true too. Yeah. It looks like Weili Zhang's first fight was 2013, and it was a loss. And then she went on to like a 20 fight win streak.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to say Shevchenko decision, but I think it's going to be a fucking war.
Yeah, round 3 finish, Shevchenko. And let's go to the main event.
This
Very exciting fight.
I'll let you open up with this because I think there's a lot to be said about this fight, which makes it difficult to predict. So I'm interested to see what you think.
I find it difficult to predict because it still feels like we haven't seen enough Jack Della Maddalena. Like, I
know what you mean.
I feel like the reason Islam is getting the shot is because he dominated his division, but I don't feel like Jack Della, he's sort of unproven in the division. I mean, he's only beaten the champ so far.
Yeah.
And then again, before that it was Burns, and before that it was Holland.
And to be honest,
And neither of those guys are like elite guys.
no. And to be honest, there was a big question about his grappling defense for the longest time until he fought Bilal.
Mm-hmm.
Now, Makhachev is a different fucking, like, he's one of the very best ever.
Yeah.
He's so well rounded.
And he's big for 155.
He's big for 155, but it's how big is he going to look next to like a natural 170 pounder?
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a lot of moving parts with this fight, and there's a lot of factors to be considered. So, like, a lot of Islam's title defenses, you could say it was a coin toss decision against Volkanovski the first time.
Mm-hmm.
I do believe Makhachev just edged it. But
Really? I always thought Volk won the first fight, but I've
I
never
did until I
rewatched
rewatched
it.
it.
Okay.
Until I rewatched it, and don't get me wrong, if it had been given the other way, it couldn't be considered a robbery, because there's definitely a case to say Volkanovski won.
Definitely, yeah.
But I feel like Islam just done enough. Volk had his moments, but Islam had just a couple more.
Mm-hmm.
Personally. Now, he then fought Volk again. He took the fight on short notice. He wasn't in the best shape. He knocked out Volkanovski, so you can't
Brutal head
besmirch
kick.
that. But it wasn't the best version of Volkanovski. He took the fight last minute. He was a replacement. It was on like 11 days' notice. He wasn't in the best shape.
Mm.
And then he fought, was it
Poirier, I think.
Poirier?
Or was there one other one he snuck in there?
No, I think it was from Volkanovski to Poirier. I think.
Yeah. Well, that sort of highlights the point that I'm trying to make here, in that, like, Jack Della Maddalena, while I'm not saying, like, he's got a very impressive record, he seems like obviously it's going to be a very close fight, I think.
Yeah.
But his biggest win before Bilal is Gilbert Burns, and before that is, like, I forgot. I just said it, but someone.
Was it Kevin Holland?
Kevin Holland, yeah.
And
Anyone can beat.
Yeah.
Whereas you look at, like, let's look at Makhachev's last 5 fights. Moicano, sure, sort of a can fight last minute. But Poirier, 2 Volkanovskis, Oliveira. Before that, to get there, he was King Green, not that impressive. But Dan Hooker, Moises. Actually, yeah, before those 5 title fights, it's not like a murderer's row. But still, you've seen Makhachev beat elite guys. I don't think I've seen JDM beat like an elite guy, unless you consider Bilal Muhammad there.
As much as I don't like Bilal, I would consider him an elite fighter. He's not the most entertaining to watch, but he's unbelievable at what he does.
Yeah.
And
on the flip side of that, he's a heavy wrestler, and JDM showed great wrestling defense.
He really did.
And he's going to be a bigger guy. So
yeah.
It's really tough to pick, you know.
This is what I mean. And is Islam going to be as big at 170 as what Bilal is?
No.
Probably not. Well, you'd think not, but you never know. But it's like, I could be buying into the hype. I could be buying into the promo. But this is what I'm thinking. Islam's title defenses, a few of them can be brought into question. So you've got Volkanovski, the first fight, razor close, much smaller man, and he struggled with him.
Yeah.
The second one, Volkanovski, short notice. You'd expect him to win. Then it was Moicano.
Last minute.
If he hadn't beat Moicano, that raises questions on his entire career.
Totally, yeah.
And then
Poirier before that.
Poirier before that, sorry, yeah, my mistake. So it's like, and even then, taking nothing away from Poirier, Makhachev should be beating him.
Well, yeah, it was...
Khabib wouldn't have went nearly 5 rounds and been bloodied up by Poirier. We've seen what Khabib... I know you can't compare the two, but...
And wasn't that Poirier's second to last fight, or was it his retirement fight? Like, clearly he was, like, sort of half out already.
Yeah. So, like...
You're right. It's weird when you put it under a magnifying glass. Islam's run is a little less impressive, but it's still, 5 title wins versus 1.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I just think... And again, I could be buying into promo points and believing the hype a little bit too much, but I think this is the biggest, the physically biggest guy Makhachev would afford. He's in his prime. A lot of the people who Makhachev beat, I mean, Oliveira was still in his prime. Makhachev was he capitalised on a mistake Oliveira made.
Yeah.
Volkanovski, the second fight, short notice. Moicano certainly not in his fucking prime. Poirier, also not in his prime. So it's like...
He is fighting JDM in his prime.
JDM's big. He's in his prime. He's proven he can beat a heavy wrestler. Now, I know Islam's wrestling different.
Yeah.
I get that. But he's beaten somebody who's going to try similar things. And he beat him convincingly. And I don't think Islam's fought anybody with striking as tricky as JDM's. He's so unorthodox in the way he throws combinations. He throws shots at the strangest times, like when he's exiting, and he does things in such a way that we haven't really seen anybody do. And he trains with Craig Jones. Craig Jones seems to think he's got a formula figured out for the Dagestanis. That's his whole thing.
So where are you leaning? At the end of the day, you have to put it down.
Where are you going?
I think I'm going Islam.
Why?
I just think he's, top of the pound for pound list. He's just looked so impressive in his last few. I don't know. JDM feels like an unproven prospect to me, whereas I think Islam is the real deal. I'm not saying he's Khabib.
Fair.
But yeah, and this, I feel maybe least confident about this fight than anyone else on the card. Like, I wouldn't be surprised at all if it went the other way.
Same.
But I think I'm hedging my bets a bit just with the proven record and going Islam via submission.
I'm gonna see. It's difficult predicting it and putting it out publicly because you run the risk of being called a casual.
Yeah.
By everybody. But I'm gonna say JDM.
Oh shit!
I'm gonna say JDM. I feel like...
How's he do it? Surely not a sub.
TKO.
Yeah, TKO. Okay, TKO. I can see that.
I don't think Islam's gonna have been, apart from when he got knocked out. I don't think he's gonna have been hit as hard.
Yeah.
Because there's a difference between somebody who lands a punch and knocks you out, and then a big welterweight who's just going to throw combos at you. Anybody can get knocked out by anybody on any given day.
Yeah, true, yeah.
We've seen it time and time again. Aldo McGregor, GSP match here. It happens.
Yeah.
JDM's boxing is brilliant.
Right.
And we've seen when Islam strikes, sometimes he is winging shots. He's still a grap. I know he has got good striking, but he's not a striker.
Yeah.
I'm gonna risk any credibility as a fight predictor, and I'm gonna say JDM TKO either late round 2, early round 3.
Okay, I'm gonna say Islam round 4 submission.
Okay.
But I'm not confident on that.
Yeah. I'm making the prediction, but I'm not very confident on it.
I feel bad as I say the words.
But if you're looking to place a bet your house on what we've said.
Yes, yeah.
Because we've got a little bit of an inside scoop.
What's happening lock of the show?
Oh, let me look on the card again.
What's the one you feel most confident about?
Okay, which was the fight we had the £5 bet on the prelims? Was it the Kopylov-Rodriguez fight?
Yeah.
I'm going to say the lock is Kopylov beating Rodriguez. That's what I'm going to say. That's my lock for the card.
I was going to say Edwards because that's the only one we really agreed on, but...
I'm going to say just because I've got money on that, that's my lock.
Okay, I'm going to say Leon Edwards. That's your lock. Lock it in. Be a decision even if you want that extra bit of money.
If you want the odds to be the little bit, you know. But yeah, that's the UFC predictions for us for UFC 322 at Madison Square Garden. If you've got any predictions yourself, if there's anything you think we've missed, if you agree with anything we've said, if you disagree with anything we've said, drop a comment. Let us know. We'd love to hear it. And I think the next fight card we're going to try and predict. Oh!
Next big one?
The next fight night.
Oh, yeah.
Interesting main card. Not too familiar with the first two guys. Alex Perez versus Asu Almabayev. Not too familiar with him.
Yeah.
I also believe you've give.
Oh, yeah, Sarukian versus Hooker is great.
And then Spivak versus that Gaziev. Gaziev, he's been murdering people. Hermanson versus that Oralby, who looks like he's been living underneath a cave. That should be a good one.
Oh, yeah. Bilal Machado is great.
That's a great fight.
Oh, that's a card, man.
I think that'll be... Okay, so join us next week for more predictions.
We'll do this again.
This has been really fun.
Yeah.
We've given you the locks. We've given you the predictions. Let us know what you think in the comments.
Yeah.
Either way, if you want to call us a filthy, horrible casual,
that's fine.
Feel free.
We are.
It's a free world.
Yeah.
Oh, go on before we go.
Just thanks for listening.
I'll second that. See you next time.